Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. To Dr. Masila binti Muhammad Roslan. We are from Group 3. Our topic for this assignment is issues and challenges to reduce environmental footprint of maritime transport operations on marine environmental and fauna. This is our presenter. First, SYAHIRAH binti HASAN. Second, KHADIJAH binti JOHARI. Khairunnisa binti KHALID. ASMA HUSNI binti ANUAR and FATIHAH binti YAACOB.
Assalamualaikum, my name is SYAHIRAH. Normative is S55951. Today I will explain introduction. There are many issues and challenges to reduce the environmental footprint of maritime transport operation on maritime environment and fauna. The environment impact shipping include air pollution, water pollution, acoustic and air pollution. With this will be described in detail the issue and challenges related to maritime. Frameworks. The purpose of our group, make sure the topic related this question. After that, introduction. We describe about the topic. Then, background information. We describe the past and significance this project. Then, limitation and delimitation use. We use problem statement and issue ballast water and oil pollution. Then, constraint and challenges. Describe challenges we would face. After that, analytical report. We describe which findings SWOT. Then we describe about the possible solution and recommend new scope. Lastly, we describe about the conclusion for this issue.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Khairunnisa binti KHALID. My matric number is S54807. I want to talk about literature review. Marine transportation is the backbone of global trade. Historically, shipping companies and port had minimal environmental control, but unintended oil spills in 1960s resulted in considerable coastal pollution and seabed death, leading the establishment of the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships, which is MAPOL. MAPOL is the most significant international treaty for controlling marine pollution. The phrase environmental footprint is now widely used in the scientific and corporate communities. It is a multi-criteria measure that use a life cycle approach to quantify a product's, services, and organization's environmental performance. From Orchestra 2008, he stated that environmental footprints are numerical indicators of human exploitation of natural resources. According to Lee et al. 2018, air pollution in maritime cluster is caused by the burning of fossil fuels by ships and oil-consuming equipment. Many different types of equipment use energy derived from coal as power, which is a second source of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases, which is GHG emissions. There is a large body of research of the procedures that must be taken to limit emissions from all types of vessels. Despite the fact that the subject of marine economic sustainability and growth is frequently mentioned in the literature, there are a few studies has been done on the concerns and challenges of decreasing environmental footprint of maritime transport operations on marine life and environment. That's all from me. Thank you.
The use of heavy water on board ship impact marine life. There are many marine species that are carried by ships, resulting in the exchange of organisms from one place to another place, which in turn contribute to genetic mutation.
My name is FATIHAH. Today I can explain in part challenge to reduce environment footprint of maritime transport operation on marine environment and fauna. The first one is radio ship pollution or oil spill. And oil pollution is the release of oil into the ocean or coastal water from tanker and others. It mainly consisted of crude oil, hydrocarbon, nitrogen compound, and diesel. This effect oil floating on the surface of seawater will contaminated plankton such as plant and small animal floating on surface of the sea. The second is lack of ballast water treatment. HASAN technique is ballast water system allow ship to pump water in and out of very large tank to compensate for change in cargo load and shallow cargo method. The thirdly, underwater air pollution. In this human-generated noise in the marine environment is caused by use of geophysical moving at more maximum speed will increase the cavitation. Marine transportation that produce acoustic signal that distribute marine mammal species more sensitive to sound. For example, during activity such as mating, feeding, migrating. Lastly, a lack of adequate facilities for reception for ship generated. For the reception of waste generated by ship is a major cause by environment pollution ship generated such as glasses, plastic, container, and cardboard. This is very dangerous to ecosystem in the sea and will experience the extinction of marine life.
Assalamualaikum. My name is KHADIJAH binti JOHARI. My matric number is S54781. My part is analytical report. My group choose 2 topics to study. First is ballast water. Ballast water is necessary for ship to operate safely during a journey as well as during loading and unloading activities. It offers stability and mobility. International Maritime Organization that ballast water samples are required to represent the entire ballast water removed. In this study, the statistical representative of ballast water sample was explored with a focus on the feasibility of the sampling process. The lowest number of samples that might be recorded statistically representative of the ship ballast water was determined using the mathematical method. Among the cause of ballast water is pumping water not according to the correct doses. This is because pumping large amount of water is time-consuming and expensive. Ballast water is necessary for ship to operate safely during a journey as well as during loading and unloading activities. It offers stability and mobility. International Maritime Organization that ballast water samples are required to represent the entire ballast water removed. In this study, the statistical representative of ballast water sample was explored with a focus on the feasibility of the sampling process. The lowest number of samples that might be recorded statistically representative of the ship ballast water was determined using the mathematical method. Among the cause of ballast water is pumping water not according to the correct doses. This is because pumping large amount of water is time-consuming and expensive. Second, oil spill. Oil spill may originate in natural or anthropogenic causes such as oil that seep from the bottom of ocean which enter the marine environment. As a result, oil may be found in a variety of places and can naturally spill owing to a variety of variables such as climatic conditions and disturbance. Anthropogenic causes include accidental oil spill as well as leak and spill caused by various human activities related to oil refining. Oil spill can occur from a variety of sources and in a variety of ways.
Hi, I'm S56262 Asma HUSNI binti ANUAR. Now, we turn to solutions and recommendations to maritime pollution issues that have occurred. IMO plays a role in developing and providing detailed guidelines and measures to improve the safety and security of the sea. IMO also plays a role in preventing pollutants emanating from ships causing marine and air pollution. The IMO has cooperated with many other international conventions, and the IMO itself has issued laws and regulations related to marine pollution. One of the conventions that is close to the issue of pollution is the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships, MARPOL. MARPOL contains 6 annexes that cover guidelines for the prevention of pollution from ships, such as chemicals, packaged goods, sewage, and toxic gases. Now, I'm going to talk about 2 annexes that are closely related to the issue of maritime pollution today, which are oil pollution and gas emissions. Annex 1, Regulation for the Prevention of Pollution by Oil, is provided to preserve the maritime environment through the removal of pollution by oil and other destructive substances comprehensively. In other words, it is to control and prevent oil pollution at sea. MARPOL Annex 1 requires equipment such as oil filter, 15 ppm alarm management, and standard discharge connection to be in good condition and fully functional. Under Annex 1 also, any discharge of oil from the engine room or cargo spaces is not allowed. But for some situations, the release of oil in the middle of sea is allowed if it meets certain criteria. The criteria is any ship of 400 gross tonnage or more other than an oil tanker that is on its way is allowed to discharge oil if it is outside a special area. The oil to be released must first be treated through an oil filter. Oil must also not mix with oil tanks and cargo spaces oil residue. Ships also need to keep their position more than 12 nautical miles from land. Next, we go to the second annex, which is Annex 6, Prevention of Air Pollution from Ships. MARPOL Annex 6 contains guidelines on gas emissions by ship through the ship exhaust. The gas contains harmful particles such as sulfur oxides, nitrous oxides, and ozone-depleting substances. These substances that have caused severe air pollution and contributed to ozone depletion. In the revised MARPOL Annex 6, IMO has enforced limit reduction in emission of sulfur oxide, nitrous oxide, and other particulate matter gases. The global sulfur limit has been reduced from 3.5% to 0.5%, while the nitrous oxide limit has also been reduced to 0.1%. This means IMO has set the consumption of ship fuel containing low sulfur and nitrous oxide. By reducing these substances in the fuel content, the emission of harmful gases can also be reduced to a minimum and reduce the rate of air pollution caused by maritime activities.
In conclusion, sea transport rivals global trade because every year maritime transport has carried more than 10 billion tons of a container, such as large liquid and solid. Based on Convention for the Prevention from Ship or MARPOL has targeted a 50% reduce in emission by 2005 compared to 2025. Sea transport has a negative effect on environment and marine fauna include weak bearing emission, aquatic invasive species, and ship attack mega. In my opinion, environmental footprint of maritime transport operation lasts 2,000 years, and the current very different in terms of impact on the environment and marine life. As the world become more advanced technology, even maritime transportation is very important for research and trade purpose. Well, the latest report from the International Tanker Owner Pollution Federation suggests major oil spills are significant over past few years, and these spills have declined significantly increase in the number of oil tanker operations in ocean. This is report failed to chapter alarm number of small spills that see less than 7 tons of oil leak into the ocean. These account for more than 80% of all marine oil spill and have a big environmental footprint. In addition, reduce number spill to detect irregulation and improve safety standard.
My part is question 2. Technology that will help reduce the footprint of maritime operation is IoT, Internet of Things. The IoT primarily consists of GPS and a cloud-based database that stores all the data collected by devices on a ship. The IoT also connects sensors, robots and other devices wireless networks. The advantage for using IoT is the technology that can check a ship the fees and delivery to customer. The shipping industry will be able to provide better customer service. It can provide customer with information on location, arrival time and delivery delay. Therefore, IoT is a highly anticipated technology solution to onboard management problems and can reduce maritime operations.
Question 3. Talking the context of Malaysia, how did we fare in this issue? Who take care of this matter? Complaint report to the Environmental Department if the issue is related to the sea or pollution. They take over and solve problem or that occur.
International bodies such as IMO have draft laws and regulations as well as guidelines to curb the issue of marine pollution. The regulation draft based on the issue of pollution caused by shipping activities such as MARPOL, International Convention on the Control of Harmful Anti-Fouling System on Ships, and London Convention. MARPOL is an international convention that covers the prevention of pollution of the marine environment by ships from accidental or operational causes. MARPOL contains 6 annexes outlining regulation aimed at preventing and minimizing pollution. These 6 annexes cover measures to prevent various types of pollution caused by ship parts as well as cargo carried on board. This convention outlines the use of anti-fouling system, which is the use of coatings, paints, surface treatments and devices on the ship to prevent harmful organisms attached to the hull, which will slow down the ship and increase fuel consumption. The use of paints is very effective but has a negative impact on the marine environment. Anti-fouling coating contains a dangerous substance called tributylene. This compound will dissolve in water and will kill marine life and also risk of disrupting the food chain. Then, Under this convention, the use of anti-fouling coating containing tributylene on non-aluminium hulled vessels of less than 25 meters in length has been prohibited. The convention has also eliminated the use of anti-fouling coating that contain a leaching rate of more than 4 micrograms of tributylene. The London Convention has outlined all the practical measures in preventing marine pollution caused by dumping of waste. The Convention also banned all forms of dumping except waste that is allowed to be dumped. There are two types of waste classified under the London Convention, which are grey list dumping and black list dumping. Materials in black list are not allowed, while in the grey list, it is allowed if approved by the national authority. Malaysia has dynamic rules and laws related to marine pollution. Some of the regulations in Malaysia are such as Environmental Quality Act 1972 and the Malaysian Shipping Ordinance 1952. Both of these regulations cover measures to prevent marine pollution caused by shipping activities such as oil spill, oil leaking, gas emitting, and disposal of waste. What can we see that Malaysia has good regulation, but the cases of marine pollution are increasing every year. The increase in these cases may be due to less strict enforcement by the authorities.
For question number 5, yes, we have an accommodating environment. In the context of maritime industry, sea transport has a negative impact on the marine environment. This includes air pollution, greenhouse gas emission, ballast water emission containing aquatic invasion species, oil spills, and chemical. A related concept is environmental management, where environmental resources are managed through policies designed to protect natural values while providing a framework for use. With policies and laws in place, this can be reduced. With the cooperation of all parties, the environment can be protected from pollution. Marine life as well as flora and fauna also can be preserved.